Hello, my darling. How are you doing? I'm Nancy. Welcome to the Shamanic Heartspace Energy Update podcast for the Pisces full moon in and around the 10th of September 2022. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a shamanic medicine woman. And for 22 years, I've worked with all kinds of spiritual practices, from moon rituals, channeling, ways of harnessing energy for the highest good. But shamanic practices are my first love, really, and I've been initiated into many forms of shamanic lineages, but mainly I work with Kero and tribal Amazonian shamanism over here in Peru. And this is how I live, always in ceremony and always in service. So today on the podcast, I'm going to be channeling the energy for in and around the upcoming full moon in Pisces to give you a heads up as to what you might expect and where the energy is being supporting you in areas of potential change. So as always, please take what resonates and leave what does not. We're all on a unique journey. This is simply channeled information that could help you along your journey. I'm not an astrologer. I'm a channeler and a shamanic practitioner. So just a heads up, you may notice yawning, maybe voice changes and sound effects coming from me. And these are just some of my channeling symptoms, so do not be alarmed. Sorry if you start yawning along too. So please just get yourself nice and comfortable and relaxed and into the receiving mode, because it's not uncommon for people to receive their own messages and downloads through listening to these podcasts. So some people find it useful to have a pen and paper ready to take notes as well. The information can come through fast and jumbled sometimes. I do my best to put it in some kind of order, but sometimes it's a bit all over the place, so it can be helpful to take notes, but of course you can always go back and listen again. Just depends how the messages want to come through on any given day. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you find it useful and you enjoy this episode. Okay, so that yawning's starting already. It must be your lucky day. All right, so the first message that's coming through is about tuning into that crown chakra, making sure not too much energy is being wasted up in the head region, the thinking, overthinking. Also, Pisces is associated with the hands and feet. So maybe over this time you'd want to treat yourself to a pedicure, manicure. Also some useful oils for this time, the Pisces energy, would be essential oils, orange, juniper, rose, rosemary, and ginger. And any other oils, essential oils, which would assist in these kind of water sign emotions. Hang on, slow down. Cedarwood, geranium, thyme, jasmine, sandalwood, vetiver. My Spanish voice coming through there. And maybe making use of manzanilla tea, also known as chamomile in other parts of the world. All right, this energy is coming through quite strong now. Just take some nice deep breaths along with me, feeling nice and rooted into the ground, into Mother Earth. Opening up to the receiving mode. Okay, the energy signature of Pisces. All right, so some themes that are going to come up over the coming weeks in and around the Pisces full moon would be, it feels calmer after the storm. Being asked to sit with what life threw up in the chaos of August. It's really a time to pay attention to your dreams. So journaling, keeping a journal by the bed, setting an intention before you go to bed to remember your dreams. It's a human part of me coming in there to try and remind people. I did a little series actually on Instagram about how to remember your dreams. You can go back and have a look at that, a 5-day series. Okay, so choices, they're saying choices. Okay, so letting other people take responsibility, not overcompensating. We're still in the themes, the upcoming themes. There's a very strong warrior goddess energy coming in. It's quite discerning. This stays, this goes. Quite pragmatic in that sense. Unattached, unemotional. Finding balance in being of service and being served. It's quite difficult for some people. Okay. Right, so this is a time for really allowing energy that has been thrown up in the last few weeks and months, allowing that to digest and process. It's a time for integration, really, a lot of transmuting that energy. It's got to go somewhere. So take care of your energy and your physical body on a very practical level. Exercise, food, and also, yeah, taking care of your energy, removing those toxic drains from your life. Anything that feels distracting, you really need to rest. Okay, they're showing me eclipse season. Let's not go that far ahead. All right. So yeah, we're resting essentially before the eclipses come in, and getting as organized as you can, but also finding the balance of giving yourself a break if you don't know the answers and where you want to direct your energy. But just organize and get clear where you can. Okay. Being aware of consciously moving energy so it doesn't get stuck. My eyes are watering right now. I wonder what that could mean. Maybe just purging more energy. So yeah, not allowing stuff to get stuck. You've been through a lot. You've brought up a lot, transmuted a lot. Got to physically let it go from your body. This could take the form of a meditation or physical exercise or a creative task. Take your pick. I put the question up in the Spotify show notes actually, so that, and on it you can comment as well on YouTube to share your ideas about how to move stuck energy. That would be great because some people are learning this, and I want this community to share with each other. All right, so they're showing me eclipse season again, telling me rest now. On a human note, thank you to our new Patreon subscribers. Amazing. Thank you so much. It's a really good time to join us ahead of these eclipses. It's a time for integrating after all that's been. And I hope to be able to support you and give you fresh resources now and every month to keep you in alignment. But before something like eclipse season and during this integration period is a great time. All right, so this should be a more peaceful time to reconnect, to given an opportunity to reconnect with your higher self, to step away from the third dimension and, quite frankly, the noise. There's a lot of pollution showing me a very dirty city, which I won't name, with very dense energy. Okay. Refreshing your connection to the higher power, because you're likely to be feeling quite sensitive in many different ways. So this is an opportunity for you to tune into that sensitivity and take the best out of it. rather than getting sucked into any lower vibrational energies. Likely to be having dreams. So you can try and pay attention to those dreams, please. Learning to lucid dream. Because it's your unconscious and what you're doing in the other realms coming through into the dream time. It's happening for a reason. If you can remember your dreams, they're not dreams. Someone once told me. So feelings might be heightened. You are going to need to stay nice and calm. Showing me a loop. Hold on. So possibly having to connect with something from before. This could be linked in with the energies of Mercury retrograde. Maybe completing something from earlier this year. Revisiting. Maybe making some kind of connection between worlds. We always say that's what shamanic practice is the bridge between worlds in order to bring everything together once more. All right, so you might want to go into hermit mode. You might want to be alone to come back to yourself. If that's how you feel, it's very important to take time to do that. Excuse me, something going on with the throat chakra there. Hold on. If any of you still have things that are left unsaid, it's time to voice that. Keep that throat chakra nice and clear. The last moon ceremony we did, we worked a lot on that area. All right, so it's a time for hearing your body, really moving into your intuition. Okay, let me just explain this image. Seeing a threshold, crossing over into that threshold. It's like stepping from black and white into color. So well done. You've made some huge changes. Maybe cutting back on energy drains, this kind of thing. You are learning to be discerning. Maybe making sacrifices as well. Coming into more awareness of what is really needed. Yeah. Maybe you've made sacrifices to your detriment as well. So it's time to say, I'm not doing that anymore. If you've given up parts of yourself or hidden parts of yourself or lent into behaviors or energies or thought patterns that just don't serve you, actually, it's time to address that. Mercury retrograde is helpful in that respect as well. Just seems ever increasingly important to spend time with yourself over this time. Rest while you can. Okay. So a bit later on, there's a more productive type energy, more motivation coming through, like something has clicked. Yeah, it's feeling motivated. It's quite joyful. Joyful. Maybe that's linked in with that stepping through the threshold into the technicolor after the seriousness of the grey area you may have been in. Having a little bit of fun. All right. Stepping back and just taking in what's going on for you, gathering your own energy, doing what you love, feeling comfortable, feeling creative, and just really asking yourself where you want to direct your energy. They keep on pointing to this Mercury retrograde. I do have a special Mercury retrograde podcast episode on Patreon for more about how to really get to know and love yourself during this retrograde and maybe what you can expect as well. So check it out if you want. Just hop on over to Patreon. You can join anytime. All right, so this is really about being in the receiving mode. receiving your downloads and messages on an energetic and a physical level. I've just been through a huge upgrade myself. People on Patreon know, like, I feel like every cell in my body just got absolutely cleaned and regenerated. Yeah, the law of cure. So maybe that's happening as well. They're showing me a lot around health, which I'll try and come to in a minute. So, yeah, doing more of what makes you feel stronger and better in who you are, in your own skin. You know what makes you feel better. They're saying that we need to surrender. Keep on surrendering, trusting, stop trying to be in control. There is a plan. Earlier this month being September, is likely to have felt quite focused, details, practicalities, but this moon is going to bring opportunities to step back. Surveying your life, surveying the situation. No more people pleasing or over giving. They're saying take some time off, some time out. Showing me a log cabin in the middle of nowhere. Please try and find some time for that if you can, just to get away, so you can really make the most of this energy signature. Okay, good. Yeah, probably feeling quite fatigued and overstimulated, so it's really important to step back, step away. No dramas, no energy leaks. And that way, a clearer understanding of something that's not yet landed will be able to come through over this moon. So maybe you're waiting for something to click, waiting for something to make sense. And the clearer you are, the clearer you will receive that message. Okay, so yeah. I've said it before, I'll say it again. August was intense. Big, strong energy of change, big upgrades beginning to take place. Some of those upgrades are still taking place for many people. All right, they're showing me sort of statistic spikes around illness. That's nothing to be alarmed about, just that physical bodies are going through changes that may look like what we call illness. It just means we're being asked to rest. Rest. Okay. So now's the time to integrate all of that change, that strong energy, that upgrade. The calmer, the stiller we can be, the new ideas will come. They're saying much more complete integration. So maybe a lot of people are attempting integration, attempting self-care, and not quite doing it, not being strong enough in their boundaries, so on and so forth. Showing me a glass of water that is cloudy, but then clears. Been seeing that quite a lot recently with my third eye. So it's about patience, trusting the process. Things are going to become clear. And if you know something has to leave your life, just be very honest and clear about that. It seems to be a huge emphasis around people who are not on the same wavelength, the same high vibration. Maybe go as far as saying toxic, the weeds that drag you down. Maybe there's more of these people that need to go from your life. So looking back the last few months, I believe there was an influx of people kind of awakening, and twin flames and soulmate reunions and all of these big things happening for people. And that has helped escalate even. Hold on, slow down. Sometimes they give me messages so fast I can't get them out of my mouth quick enough. So those connections then lead to a even higher vibration and frequency, and it really helps to see, it's like oil and water, the separation from the old you, the old people, the old life. And it's really important to let go of anybody that does not want what's best for you and is holding you back in some way, perhaps manipulating. This is interesting. It's quite detailed. Hold on, give me a moment. I'll just probably go quiet. Just figure out this message. Okay. So they're showing me people going in different directions. This can lead to tears, tantrums, conflict. Just keep your cool. You've done the work on yourself. You deserve to be happy and not held back by people who are afraid to do their own work, or they don't want what's best for you. It's really important to surround yourself with people who want what's best for you, and you want what's best for them, obviously. Okay, so yeah, you've made some space. You're at a higher vibration now, higher frequency, and new things are going to come in, but you just need a bit of rest to receive those messages. Okay. They're saying again, it must be really important. Awareness of where you are wasting energy and making changes, but in a peaceful way. Try not to go to war. Take it easy. Take it easy. So obviously being conscious of who you're spending your time with, online, in person. Falling asleep with the TV on is not resting. That just came through really strongly. I don't think many people listening to this are kind of TV kind of people anyway. So I suppose the equivalent is leaving stuff on in the background. Really looking for peace in this time, peace and quiet, so you can get the full picture. They're just throwing out a little reminder. Communication can get messed up with this Mercury influence, so please don't rush decisions. Ask for more time if you need it. Okay, it's okay to be open to receiving help and support. And maybe it's a good time to just try something new, a little taste of something new. You don't have to stick with it. This is kind of like, because you have space, you're discovering the new you. So maybe your tastes and the things that you enjoy and your hobbies having an upgrade too. So maybe trying out something new. If someone suggests going somewhere together or trying something, give it a go. Especially around the healing arts, lots of people's gifts will come online without them realizing. And just giving yourself a break, enjoying not having to be perfect, not having to have all the answers, not having to be doing the work all the time. This is part of doing the work, chilling. uh, Okay, just relax on the high expectations of the self and others. Remember, there's no right and wrong, so don't try to be perfect. A lot of people trying to be perfect and wanting to already be 10 years down the road on their path. But it is the journey itself. Thanks for that cliche, guys. Okay. Surrender that everything is going to work out for the best. Hello, my darling. How are you doing? I'm Nancy. Welcome to the Shamanic Heartspace Energy Update podcast for the Pisces full moon in and around the 10th of September 2022. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a shamanic medicine woman. And for 22 years, I've worked with all kinds of spiritual practices, from moon rituals, channeling, ways of harnessing energy for the highest good. But shamanic practices are my first love, really. And I've been initiated into many forms of shamanic lineages, but mainly I work with Kero and tribal Amazonian shamanism over here in Peru. And this is how I live, always in ceremony and always in service. So today on the podcast, I'm going to be channeling the energy for in and around the upcoming full moon in Pisces to give you a heads up as to what you might expect and where the energy is being supporting you in areas of potential change. So as always, please take what resonates and leave what does not. We're all on a unique journey. This is simply channeled information that could help you along your journey. I'm not an astrologer. I'm a channeler and a shamanic practitioner. So just a heads up, you may notice yawning, maybe voice changes and sound effects coming from me. And these are just some of my channeling symptoms, so do not be alarmed. Sorry if you start yawning along too. So please just get yourself nice and comfortable and relaxed and into the receiving mode, because it's not uncommon for people to receive their own messages and downloads through listening to these podcasts. So some people find it useful to have a pen and paper ready to take notes as well. The information can come through fast and jumbled sometimes. I do my best to put it in some kind of order, but sometimes it's a bit all over the place, so it can be helpful to take notes, but of course you can always go back and listen again. Just depends how the messages want to come through on any given day. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you find it useful and you enjoy this episode.